How to lose weight quickly. I'm sure if you're like me, you have searched that on Google many times during your life just to find out how we can lose the weight as fast as we like to lose it. Well, my name is Helia Singh, and you are watching another episode of how we can find the right coach for our life and make our life better. That's the whole point of doing this series. And because today's episode is all around health, I've been going on diet many times in my life. And as fast as I wanted to, have the result, but unfortunately, I couldn't see the result. And I know it's very frustrating. So, because sometimes you do the regular exercise and you seem that you are eating healthy, but that scale doesn't want to show the result that, you've been so much desperately want to have. And that leads to being discouraged, being feeling disappointed and self-doubt. But now, as part of some of the mastermind classes that I do, I met a beautiful friend and a great coach, international health coach, who has got a program which can help you in 90 days to revamp your health issues. So, and this is my honor to introduce my friend, Karen Ackerman. Hi, Karen. Thanks for being here.
Hi. Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here with you and your audience today.
I really appreciate it. So, well, guys, Karen is in US, so yeah, and I'm in Australia. So that's what they call it, the friendship, the mastermind group. This is how we all are connected, and we all have the same purpose to deliver the best result to our audience. So, Karen, please tell me all about the health coaching that you do. Is it all just about losing weight? What is actually losing weight comes in that category for you?
Well, thank you for asking. So, yes, I am an international coach. I've helped lots and lots of women to actually rapidly transform their eating patterns. And diets, as we all know, we've tried them all, right? All of us ladies are in the same boat. We've tried every diet out there, I think. I was a yo-yo dieter for years and years. And really, dieting just destroys your metabolism. So we go on these diets and we get restrictive about what we're going to eat, how many calories, we're always trying to keep track, and it leads to disaster in so many ways. Because first off, counting calories does not work. It's not calorie in, calorie out. On my program, we do not count calories. I just think it's such a daunting thing to do. And it helps. This is a help of a game changer in my program because we're not counting calories. My program is very fun. And when we diet, we actually slow down our metabolism. So everybody thinks you have to restrict, restrict, restrict. And that's true in some ways. You do have to restrict some of the things that you are taking in. But when we get too restrictive, it actually sets us up for failure because we are hardwired for survival. When our ancestors, they were hunters and gatherers, so they had to literally go out and get food. And some days you may not have any food. You may have just fruit or whatever was available. You may not have any meat for, days on end. And so when the food would come in, we'd eat and be able to store fat. So when we're on a diet now, our brain is saying, you're starving me. So you literally are going directly against the way we're actually created. And this sets my program apart because we're not going to do that. We're not that restrictive. We believe in, letting go of this weight should not be as hard as what we've been taught that it is. And so that's what I do. I teach my clients how to actually start breaking their eating patterns using my rapid transformational therapy techniques created by Marissa Peer. And then we get rid of those eating patterns and we move into the rest of the steps of the program.
That sounds great for someone, like me, who I'm a food lover. So I never snack, but I just can't, put the meal outside. So I love to eat food, carbs, meat, and all the good stuff. So
Yeah.
is it got to do with the, just some culture? Because I know some cultures, their diet is a, rich carbs diet. Some cultures,
Right.
no, they buy, lucky for them, they eat healthy. That's part of their diet generationally, and, they've been eating
Mhm.
healthy. So how do you look at that one, or how can help your clients to see the difference or still be able to follow your coaching?
Yes. So what my program does, it's not based around any diets. So we
Mhm.
don't diet on my program. So it doesn't matter what culture you are in, you can
Mhm.
still follow your culture. What we do is I actually teach you, well, we go into a session first. Let's start at the very beginning. So when you come in, you're my client, you actually will get a session, which is a hypnotherapy session. And what we do inside of that session is we actually find what's driving this eating pattern. What's keeping you stuck that you can't drop the weight, you have this behavior that is keeping you where you are, keeping you from letting go of the weight. We get rid of that behavior. But RTT is so different because it's not just hypnotherapy. We actually get rid of the behavior, but we also instill what our clients want. So with the mind, anytime you take something out, you must put something back. And then they get a personalized recording for 3 weeks, which is part of the program that they listen to every single day. So we start with the session and then we find out what kind of eating pattern. Let's get rid of the eating pattern, install what they actually want, and then each week we meet for coaching. And it's a 12-week program, but each week it's broken down into modules, and I teach all of my clients all about mindset, how to use their mind for their own good. We teach visualization. And so you're doing way more than just food because people want to just target the food. Let's take the
Mhm.
food away. Let's lower the calories, but they don't look at the whole person. They don't look at what's happened in this person's life that's gotten them where they are. And I do that. I find out why are you here? Let's let's heal the whole body so that we can let go of the weight. And a lot of times, a lot of us women hold a lot of emotional baggage. And so when we find out, is it emotionally led? Is that's what's driving this? Or is it another kind of pattern? And we have there's about 7 different patterns. So we find that pattern and then we move on and start healing. And I think it's so different because it doesn't matter who you are. We're all really created the same, right? We have the same needs, the same wants. We're all humans. So I think when you're looking at the overall person and what's actually happened individually in that person's life, you can help that person start healing. And in a session, the first session, when we find that driving force and we break that pattern, the client actually sees that in the very first session. And from that moment on, you start heading in the right direction. So it's a massive shift in your very first session.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. And that makes sense because I know personally I eat a lot or I love food because it gives me comfort. It's not actually about the food, it's
Mm-hmm.
about the feeling I get from food. And that's why every time even I get sick or for like I had an injury or accident, I actually put on weight because I use food as something to comfort me. But at the same time, I've seen my
Mm-hmm.
friends or my siblings that actually, when they are upset or something bad happens, they don't go for food. It's just about that personal programming or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. It's amazing. So you
Yes.
will be able to shift that for the individuals.
Yes, absolutely. We have to shift that because again, with the different eating patterns, you are an emotional eater. You just said it's for comfort. And many of us women are. And there can be combinations of patterns. So it's not just one pattern fits all. We're
Mhm.
we're all individuals, even though we're all created the same. We all have different backgrounds we come from. Um, and I find with all my clients that it always goes back to childhood, whatever is driving an eating pattern. So it's something that could have been very innocent as a parent, maybe, making you sit and eat all the food on your plate, and then you have brought that to your life, and now it's not working for you. I mean, it's just so many different things. And that's why the session is so critical at the very beginning, because then we can find it and we can transform it. And it's so interesting to me that you said, you eat food whenever you're injured or you're sick because it's comfort. And when we were brought onto this earth, what did our mothers do? Most of we were blessed enough to have a mother that fed us. And by nature, we're created that we need that bond. We all need that bond. And
Wow.
so food is the bond of life. And so you need that bond. And, if you look at the food industry, they're constantly trying to create this sweet, creamy, milky substances because it's addictive and because they know we'll buy it. And it all goes back to when we were born, which is quite incredible. But we want that comfort. So that's the most comfort we've ever had, most of us. Isn't that interesting?
It is. Honestly, I've got a chill feeling when you mentioned that because I lost my mom when I was 17 years old. So, and because I I born and grew up in Iran. So, and, talking about almost, 35, 40 years ago. So it wasn't familiar to go through, counseling or getting help. So that's why for me, that grief stayed with me for a long time, or even sometimes I feel that I go back to that hole again. So now it absolutely makes sense that feeding myself is just remind me of that mom is there and looking after me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That
Yeah.
is amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
Absolutely makes
Yeah.
sense. Wow.
And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss, because I too have lost my mom, not nearly that young, but I do know the grief. So I understand that. And my heart goes out to you. Truly, it does.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
So now, I think myself including, and obviously the audience, now they understand that do not blame ourselves. So why the diet we followed, why it didn't work, it wasn't because of we didn't have the willpower, or, there is something wrong with us, with our genes, or, we are not determined enough to do that. So it's just about,
Right.
because it wasn't addressed completely about how's our relationship with food. That's amazing.
Exactly.
So that's
Isn't
why
it?
you see
It
some
is.
people, they actually lose weight, and it's genuine. So, they lose weight on particular diet, but some they try. So like myself, I did keto diet last year. I did it for about 5, 6 months. I was doing so well, but something happened and I fell off the wagon and I couldn't get back in the, even though I tried, it just that ketogenic didn't kick in my body. So I lost
Right.
it. So, and then it just was more disappointment because you say, oh, I was almost there, but why I couldn't do it. So now it's absolutely makes sense. Amazing, amazing. So that means
It's
there is
interesting.
a hope
It's
for
in,
us.
yeah, there's so much hope for all ladies on this earth, I'm telling you. And I found it interesting what you said about willpower. So I love to touch base on willpower.
Thank you.
Our minds see in pictures, and every thought we have creates a feeling. Everything starts at the subconscious level. So willpower only lasts for a very short period of time. You get all excited about that diet. You can't wait. You get on a go, and just like you hit a wall. And this is why diets don't work. Willpower does not give you what you need to actually enable you to stick with an eating plan that's going to actually help you. When it doesn't even matter what eating plan you want to be on. When you go through my program, you could be on any eating plan and you could stick with it. If you're a vegan, fine. If you're meat, potatoes eater, fine. It doesn't matter. What matters is you have to change it at the subconscious level, and then we install and we keep installing what it is you want. And words are so powerful. We have to have somebody that's actually going to coach us and tell us, this is the next step. This is the next step, because I have been there and I have done that. I mean, I started going through menopause. I was gaining weight, didn't matter what diet I went on, didn't matter how hard I worked out. I just kept gaining weight and I was so frustrated. And I would be so upset. My husband would be like, "You want to go out to eat?" And I would go to my closet and look. I literally sometimes would cry because I was like, I felt so bad about me, right? And I know so many of your listeners are going to go, "Oh, that's me." Yeah,
Yeah,
that's me. I've been
absolutely.
there, and it's a horrible place to be. And this is when I actually started learning more about listening to Marissa before I ever took her training. I started listening to her, and some of the things she was saying was really resonating, making a lot of sense to me. And then there's other people I started doing like self-help, self-improvement, and it changed my entire life. And I joined into her training. And when I did, and I actually learned how to use my mind, the weight effortlessly came off. I wasn't on a diet. It was the easiest weight loss I had ever experienced in my life. And I was eating food. I was eating more food than I'd ever eaten in my life. It was insane, but it
Wow.
was awesome because I actually found out what the root cause was. And then I actually learned how to eat for nutrition. And us ladies at our age, we need to take into consideration you've been on lots of diets, they haven't worked. They're never going to work. It's a 99% failure rate right now. That's what a diet is, 99% failure rate. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And our bodies, when we stick with something like keto for a while, which I don't suggest because you really have to be very careful when you're doing keto. You got to really understand how to do keto because there's things that can go wrong if, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't eat low carb or high carb. Again, my program's not about a diet. It's about finding the healthy balance in yourself so you can stick with any plan you want. But I do share how I eat with my clients. And I think the way I eat is a very healthy way that we're rotating our food and just taking in lots and lots of good nutrition. And my rule of thumb with all my women is this: 80-20. That's what I tell them. Let's eat this way 80% of the time that I teach you in my program. And 20% of the time, you go eat whatever you want to eat. You get to choose what you eat. Because when we withhold things, we feel deprived. Being deprived is not a good way to feel, and it's not a good way to try to live your life because you will never be able to stick to a diet like that. Not ever.
Thank you so much for taking that pressure off. So, because it is not sustainable to stay on diet,
No.
because you just think, for how long I'm going to be doing this? That's amazing. So, and I know
Yes.
that, of course, there are a lot of people who will be thinking, and while listening to you, say that, okay, great, we will do this, but how exercise comes in there? Because let's say
Perfect.
some people, like, or I used to think that, oh, I need to lose weight before I go do exercise because otherwise I won't feel good. Or you don't, not just about not looking good, it's just you don't have that energy or to get up and do it,
Right.
do something for yourself. How
Right.
exercise comes in hand with that, your program?
You, all, all your ladies are going to love this. So, this too is in my program, but there's a certain way that our age should be working out. And it is not like a 20 or 30-year-old, okay? Our hormones have changed, things are changing in our body, and that's okay. We need to learn to love ourselves and embrace ourselves for where we're at. And then we can start even walking. Walking is one of the best exercises you can possibly do for weight loss. I know people are going, seriously, like Karen, walking, but I start my clients out walking. Let's just get gently moving. And
Wow.
then after you start getting yourself in a little bit better shape, then I teach them how they actually should be working out. And it should never be more than 20 minutes a day. And that's no more than 4 to 5 times a week. That's
Wow.
it. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. We do not need to work out for 30. Here's what happens, women our age, when we work out too hard. There's a fine line. And after about 20 minutes, instead of giving the good serotonin off, our body starts creating cortisol, which is a fat producer. And so it starts layering on fat once you hit that 20-minute mark. So there's certain ways in my program that I actually teach you how to work out so that you're getting all the benefits of it without all the ridiculous things that we're taught to do that don't work, that overstress us. We have enough things on our plate. We don't need to add any more stress. Big thing in my program is we need to de-stress ourselves. We need to get the cortisol levels down because the fat will start coming off once you de-stress.
Wow. Amazing. I'm loving it already. Not exercising that hard. And of course, eating
Yeah.
still is on the, you can still eat. You just need to only follow a few steps with you. And just, it's not about just losing weight. It's just about gaining confidence. What a great
Yes.
trade-off there. Absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much for that. And I'm sure a lot of my listeners would love to know how they can get in touch with you, even though we're going to put your bio with all your links, everything in the captions or in the comments section. So, but please just let us know what is your preference. And if you have anything special for our listeners, maybe they can get in touch with you, have a free discovery sessions. I don't know. You please tell us.
Sure. Yes, sure. So you can reach me at karen.ackerman.5 on Facebook. You can also email me at karenackermanrtt@gmail. And the easiest way to probably contact is karenackerman.com. And then I have a free Facebook group where I do lots of free trainings inside there. So if any of the ladies are curious about, coming in and seeing what we're doing inside the group, the private group, then reach out. I'll let you in. And then if you would like, I do give a 30-minute free consultation call so I can hear about what have you tried? What have you done so far? And then I can explain to you what exactly that I do in my program. That way and if we make a great team, we can move forward. And if not, we'll part friends, no hard feelings, stay in the group, keep learning, and hopefully get lots of help because I'm on a mission. My dream is that us women will teach our daughters that they don't need to diet. So they don't have to go through the things that we are going through, that we can teach our daughters. And by the time we're done, our daughters are going to be teaching their daughters, and the diet industry is not going to exist because nobody's going to have to be on a diet that has a 99% failure rate. They can actually eat real food. They can enjoy their lives and feel very confident and good in their own skin. Because I didn't feel good in my own skin, and I am determined to help women feel really good in their own skin because I think this is critical for our overall emotional and physical health is to feel good about us and be good role models for our daughters and our sons.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I love your mission. I never looked at it this way. I have a daughter as well, and I always envy her because she already looks so amazing. And she eats a lot, but she still, somehow she maintains it very well. But imagining that she'll never have to diet again, I think that gives me a motivation to do something about myself. And so then I can
Yeah.
role model with your help. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for making it so easy. And so, yeah, and it is definitely there is a hope. So
Yes.
without dieting, without, because it's
No.
frustrating every time you go on social media, because once you clicked on somewhere, now you're just getting all these ads, the pills, the magnet, or this or that, or this way of exercise, or that way of this shake. It's just, you get bombarded by all
Yes.
these ads. and you just think, oh, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. But it is absolutely frustrating. But now I can just absolutely put those ones aside and just follow, find out the root behind it. Wow. That's
Yes, we
amazing.
have to
That's
find out
amazing.
isn't that amazing? It's
It
amazing.
is.
And I will tell you this, I do not sell any products. We don't need products. We
Wow.
don't need products. We need knowledge. That's all you need. You need an understanding on how your mind works. And once you understand what your mind is doing and you understand how to dialogue with yourself, how to get your mind and body to work together, amazing things start happening. It's just incredible to see the changes in the women that I work with. Just I'm just so blessed. I feel so blessed. I've been put here to do this, and I know that this is what I'm meant to do. So I am so excited that you invited me here today. I
Thank you
really
so
appreciate it.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And I'm honored that I will be able to share your message with my audience, with my listeners, and just try to reach as many people out there, those who are frustrated and I think that there is no hope for them. But no, just to try this, have a conversation with Karen and find out for yourself. Something my mentor always say that just let's get the habit of saying, let's find out instead of just, dismissing things. Just go there and find out for yourself. Really appreciate your time and all your tips and just making it so easy to, lose weight, that there is a way to do it without all those diet and heavy exercises. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You're
So,
so
guys,
welcome.
please reach out to Karen. She is so generous. She has already put her details out there. So, have a session with her, a free session. Just find out whether you can work with her. And of course, make sure to love this video, put a comment and share it with those who will need to listen to this and watch it. So, because we all are here, this is our mission, just to help and spread, the hope and make our life better. So until next episode.
And our daughters, yes.
Yes, absolutely. And our daughters and granddaughters. Yes.
Yes. And our granddaughters, yes. It's going to be a ripple effect, right? All
Absolutely.
for good and for healthy and to take back control of the way we want to look and the way we want to feel. And that's important. That's powerful.
Exactly. So until next episode, have a happy, healthy, wealthy life. Bye for now.